Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Draw angle POQ that is of measure 75 degrees, and we are going to find the line of symmetry. What is line of symmetry? It's just finding the line which is going to divide it into exactly two halves. Okay. So the first step is that you measure 75 degrees using the protractor. It's simple. First of all, make an angle using the protractor. I think it's too small. Using the protractor, make an angle of 75 degrees. Okay, say this is 75 degrees. Let's say this is P here, O here, and Q here. Okay, so you have used a protractor in order to draw this angle. Now they want you to draw a line of symmetry to it. That means they want you to draw angle bisector of this. So how do you do? Keep the point at O within any suitable radius. You make an arc over here. Let's say it is meeting at point A and B. Now keeping the opening of your compass something greater than half of AB, you make an arc over here. Keeping the point at B, you make an arc over here. And then you join your point O to this point, let's say point X. So what have we got? We have got angle AOX, which is equal to half of angle POQ, right? So this is the kind of image that you will see if you are doing the construction, right? This is the line of symmetry, or we can say the angle bisector of the given angle. Moving ahead, draw an angle of measure 147 degrees and construct its bisector. Again, use the protractor. Go ahead. You can mark any point here. Say this is AB and it is 147, so we'll be somewhere here. It's an obtuse angle, right? So here, let's say it's B. You can mark any points. Marking these points as A, B, C or X, Y, Z or P, Q, R, it's not a point. Now, this particular angle that we have made is 147 measure, right? Now, what you do in order to draw angle bisector, keep the point at O. Open the compass of any suitable or radius. You make a big arc over here. Okay. Now, what you do? Don't disturb the opening of this particular arc. Keep the pointer at here, where let's say it's X. So, keeping the pointer at X, we make an arc. Keeping the pointer at say this point here, Y. Make another arc, cutting the previously drawn arc. Join O to this particular point of intersection of these arcs. Let's say this is point P. So we have got angle AOP equals to half of angle AOP. Clear? So if you do this accurately, you will get this kind of an image. And as it's shown to you that half of 147 is 73.5 degrees. Okay, so if you measure with the protractor, this is the measure of angle. Here we have named it as AOP. Here they have named it as angle BOC. Okay, so any name you can keep. Now it says draw a right angle and construct its bisector. So a right angle measures 90 degrees, right? So we are going to draw a bisector of it. Bisector means half of it. What is half of 90? 45 degrees. So what angle are we going to draw? We are going to draw an angle of 45 degrees measure, right? So how can we draw it? First of all, we need to have a straight line. On the straight line, we are going to make a point, say A, say point B. Now keeping the pointer at point B or point A and the compass of opening more than half of AB, we make a pointer mark here. Let's mark a point here and mark an arc here. Keeping the pointer at B, we make an arc here, make an arc here. Now we join these two lines. We have got this particular line here. Let's say this is meeting at point O. We have got an angle of 90 degrees. Let's draw angle bisector to it. So now, keeping the point at O, you make an arc. Don't disturb the opening. Let's say this is meeting at X and Y. Keeping the point at X, you draw an arc. Keeping the point at Y, you draw another arc. Let's say it's meeting at point Z. Okay. So now you have got angle BOZ equals half of 90. So it is 45 degrees. Okay, I hope this is clear how we have drawn 45 degrees. We have already discussed this earlier. So this is the kind of image that you will see if you bisect 90 degrees angle, and this here is 45, and also this part here is 45, right? Moving ahead, it says draw an angle of measure 153 degrees and divide it into 4 equal parts. So quickly take out the protractor. Okay, so any such complicated angles, if you see, you usually draw them using the protractors. Okay, so first of all, we'll draw a straight line. Say it's A point here, it's point O here, and then you need to draw 153 degrees. Say this is 153 degrees. Okay, so let's say this is point B. Now, I hope you remember when we were learning about perpendicular bisectors in line segments, we saw how we can draw a line into, we can divide a line segment into 4 equal parts. So, if it was a line, first of all, we bisect it into 2 halves, then we bisect each of the half part as well. So, when we bisected each of the half part as well, we could see that we have drawn basically 4 equal parts these are the 4 equal parts for the line segment. The same thing we are going to do with the line, this particular angle as well. So in order to divide this angle into 4 equal parts, let us first divide it into 2 equal parts. So keeping the point at O, making a big arc, let's say it's meeting at point X and Y. With the same opening, we will keep the point at Y, we will make an arc. Keeping the point at X, we will make another arc. We will join O to this particular point, say point P. Okay, so we have got this half of angle 153. Let us divide angle AOP. In order to divide angle AOP, let's say this is point Q. Okay, so we need to have the opening of the compass more than half of YQ. So keeping the point at Y, we make an arc. Keeping the point at Q, we make another arc. We join it. We got the half of angle AOP. The same way we will follow the steps and we will make angle bisector of angle POB. Now what you have observed is that angle AOB has been divided into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Clear? I hope it's simple. Moving ahead, this is how the image will look like. Okay. Moving to the next one. It says construct with ruler and compasses angles for the following measure. So here the first part is 60 degrees. I hope you know how you can draw 60 degrees angle. See it here. You just need to draw a straight line, mark any point over there. With any suitable opening of your compass, make an arc. Let us say it meets at point Q. With the same opening, make another arc that is cutting the previously drawn arc. Let us say it's meeting at point R. So what we have got? We have got angle QPR equals to 60 degrees. Simple. Now the second one was, in order to draw 30 degrees, we need to bisect this particular angle 60. So if we keep the point at Q and R, keeping the radius more than half of QR, and we join P to this point, we get the 30 degrees angle. Clear? So let's say this is 30 degrees angle. So it's angle QPS. Okay. Now let's move ahead. What was the third angle we were supposed to make? 90 degrees angle. Clear? 90 degree angle is very clear that we can first draw 60 degrees, then 120, and then we can bisect it. Okay. So this is one of the method, or you can draw a straight line of 180 and then you can bisect 180. So any way which you are comfortable with, you can draw it. How do you draw 90? You first make 60 degrees angle, you make 120 degrees angle, then keeping the opening of your compass more than half of SR, you make an arc here, you make an arc here. Let's say it's meeting at point T. You join this P to the angle P to the T, so you get the angle QPT equals to 90 degrees, right? Moving ahead to the next part, we were supposed to make 120 degrees. Simple. Make an arc of 60. Keeping the pointer at this particular arc of 60, that is point R, you make another arc. Let's say it is meeting the previously arc at S. So what you get is 120 degrees. So we have got this angle QPS of 120 degrees now. Moving ahead, here it was to make this particular angle of measure. Let's just recheck here. Yeah, so we are done with 60, 30, 90, 120. Now 45 and 135. So you know how to draw 90 degrees. If you bisect 90 degrees angle, you will get 45 degrees angle, right? Now you have got 90 degrees. Simply you will keep the pointer at Q, make an arc, make this pointer at standing at U, make another arc, join the line, you get 45 degrees, that is half of 90. The last one, 135. So how will you draw 135? If you draw 90 degrees angle and then you add 45 more to it, what will you get? Yes, it's 135 degrees. So you have the knowledge of getting 90 degrees angle, that is by drawing 60 degrees, then 120 and then bisecting it. We join the line, we get 90 degrees angle, right? This is 90 degrees angle. Now you have 90 degree on the right and the left side both. So one of the side we'll bisect. So keeping the pointer here at Q, we make an arc. Keeping the pointer here at V, we make another arc. So this particular angle here measures 45 degrees. So 90 plus 45, together we have got 135 degrees angle, right? Now it says draw an angle of measure 45 and bisect it. So first of all, what will you do? You will first of all need 90 degrees angle, right? So you have drawn it by drawing, say, you first drew 60, then you drew 120, then you drew 90 degrees angle, right? So you bisect 90 degree angle by drawing angle here, putting an arc here, joining them, you got 45 degrees. Now with any suitable radius, say here we draw an arc, measure the more than half of this arc and then put an arc here, put an arc here and then you join it. Simple. This is the kind of image that you will get. Half of 45 is 22.5 degrees. So angle AOC in here is half of angle QOP. Okay, QOP or AOB, anything. Okay, so this is how you draw half of 45. I hope it's really simple. Moving ahead, draw an angle that measure 135 degrees and bisect it. Do you remember how we worked with 135? We first need to draw 90 and then we need to draw 45 more to 90. So this is the line, this is the point. First of all, we will make a big arc. With the same this measure of the compass, we make an arc of 60, we make an arc of 120. Then we bisect 120 and 60 angle and this line we get, it's 90 degree angle. Now keeping the pointer here, let's extend this line, this is 120, right? So now keeping the pointer here, let's say this is point A, this is point B. Keeping the pointer at A, measuring it more than half of AB, we make an arc over here, keeping the pointer at B, making an arc over here, and we join this. So this part that we have got is 45, this one here is 90, together the total that we have got is, this particular total angle that we have got is 135 degrees. Okay, so let's just name this as point X, this as point Y. So angle XOY is equal to 135 degrees. Okay. Now it says to bisect it. In order to bisect it, what will we do? Let's say this is point P and this is point Q. Keeping the opening of the compass more than half of PQ, keep the point at P, you draw an arc. Keeping the point at Q, you draw another arc and you join these two points. Say this is point Z. So we have got angle XOZ equals to half of angle XOY. Clear? Simple? So this is how the angle will look like when you are drawn with half of 135, that is angle bisector of 135 degrees. Moving ahead, it says draw an angle of 70 degrees, make a copy of it using only straight edge and compasses. So first of all, use the protractor and draw an angle of 70 degrees measure. Okay. Right, so when you are done with this, let's make a copy of this. So first of all, you draw a straight line L. You mark a point, say P on it. Let's say this is A, right? Now, you will make the opening of the compass of any suitable radius, keeping the point at A. You will make a arc. Let's say it is meeting here at X and Y. Okay? With the same opening that you have made, keep the point at P and make another arc here. Let's say this is meeting at point Q. Okay. Now, keeping the compass at this particular pointer at X and keep the pencil exactly at Y, you're going to measure what is the length of XY using the compass. Now, with the same measure, keep the pointer at Q and make an arc over here. Cut the previously drawn arc and join this P, let's say, to the point R. So what we have got a copy of angle 70 degrees. Is that right? So this is how you can draw the copy of a given angle. Moving to the last one. This is the last question of this lesson. Draw an angle of 40 degrees and copy supplementary. Supplementary angles are what? I hope you know what are complementary angles and what are supplementary angles. So supplementary angle means that we are going to find the angle that will add up to 40 to give the answer as 180, right? So here 40 degrees is already given. They want us to copy supplementary angle. So that means 180 take away 40 we need to do and the answer is 140. So we are going to copy 140 degrees angle. Okay. So first of all what you do is you draw a straight line. Then on the straight line, you make an angle of 40 degrees. Okay. You can use the protractor in order to draw this angle of 40 degrees. Okay. Now here on this side, you will have 140 degrees definitely. Right. Now we need to make the copy of 140 degrees. Let's say this is point O, this is point A. Right. We'll mark this later. Right. So what we do here, we'll draw a line. Okay. Now, keeping the point at O, you make an arc. So if you are done with this kind of image you will observe. That is, with the help of protractor, we drew this particular angle, that is of 40 degrees. The other side, that is the supplementary angle, is 140 because 40 added to 140 gives 180. Okay, so we need to make the copy of 140 degrees angle. Now what we have got is the copy of angle POA equals to angle TSR, both equals to 140 degrees in measure. So I hope now you're confident how to make the copy of a certain angle, how to make different angles as well. And with this we have done and completed our lesson. So let's quickly check out what we learned. We learned how to construct angles of a known measure. So we used the protractor to do that. Then when we were given unknown angles, so we made the copy of angles, right? Then we constructed some angle bisectors, and also we learned about some construction of special angles. That was 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 120 degrees, right? So with this, we have completed not only this particular lesson for today, but also we have completed the lesson of practical geometry.